Patrick's memory. First, for a time it appeared as if Master Spencer would recover his former health, but fate was not so kind, and now he confines himself to his study for days on end. It has been ages since I have seen him take his meals in the dining hall. I have endeavored to prepare meals to his liking, and I bring them every day to the study. Unfortunately, he lacks the strength to eat anything but soup and other liquids. I cannot recall a time in the history of this household when the situation was as dire as now. In generations past, the Spencer estate was the nexus for only the most well-to-do European specialities. Now only skeleton staff remains to look after a man who keeps himself in virtual seclusion at one of his many residences. My family has been in the Spencer household's service since the time of his great-grandfather. This rapid state of decline would have been unimaginable even just one generation prior. I remember fondly the day of my youth, but this seems like a lifetime ago now. It was about 50 years ago, back when my father was the head butler of the household. At that time, I was learning his duties in preparation to succeed him. And there was always some chore or errand that would keep me running around the house. I remember how Lord Ashford, another aristocrat from the storied family and one of Master Spencer's schoolmates, Dr. Marcus, would find refuge from the summer heat at this villa. My father and I would accompany them and do our utmost to see that they wanted for nothing. Perhaps because I was the youngest person there, they would take to teasing me, though more often than not they would treat me as one of them. I remember the time Lord Ashford gave me my first taste of brandy. It was on the second floor of the dining hall, behind the stone statues lining the room. I will never forget the mellifluous scent. Then he opened the bottle. But those cherished time are only memories now. Lord Ashford, Dr. Marcus, and of course my father have all already passed on. Only Master Spencer remains, and I'm afraid his days may be few. When Master Spencer dies, it will mark the end of his illustrious family, as well as my family's service to his. For now, I can only wait for the inevitable. There is note stuck between the last few pages. Patrick's memory. Second. I cannot stop thinking about the scream of those poor souls imprisoned in the basement. I administrated the virus to all of them as per Master Spencer's instruction 1 week ago. Whatever they've become now, they are not longer human. I have assisted with multiple experiments of Master Spencer's behest. I do not know of what use a simple butler, not schooled in the science such as myself, can be, but I should be proud that the master trusts me with his important work. He usually has nothing but contempt or distrust for those around him. However, I cannot help but feel a disconnected between how I think I should feel and my actual mental state. On the one hand, I'm filled with joy at the chance to assist the master in any way I can. On the other, I feel as if I'm losing a bit of my soul with each experiment I assist with. The only way I can't preserve my mental faculties is by taking time off or by trying to divorce myself from all emotions. Whichever the case, I must act and not questions the master. Duty and honor, that is what is at stake. For generations, my family has been in loyal service to the Spencer household. I will not betray my duties, and I will serve Master Spencer until the end. I have dedicated my life to serving him, and there is no turning my back on that. It is time to check on the test subjects and report on their current condition to Master Spencer. I will carry out my duties, and I will do so honorably. It looks like pages from a diary. Some entire are missing. May night, 1998. Played poker tonight with Scott and Elias from security and Steve from research. Steve was a big winner, but I think he was cheating. That scrum back. May 10th. One of the high-tops assigned me to take care of the new creature. It looked like a skinned gorilla to me. May 11th. Scott said there'd been an accident in the basement lab. I just know something like this would happen. This bastard in research never sleep, not even on holidays. May 12th. I've been wearing this damn spacesuit since yesterday. My skin's getting grimy and feels itchy all over. May 16th. A rumor is going around that a researcher who tries to escape the estate last night was shot. My entire body feels hot and itchy, and I'm swearing all the time now. I scratched the swelling on my arm, and a piece of rotten flesh just dropped out. What the hell's happening to me? May 19th. Fever gone, but itchy. Today hungry and eat doggy food. Itchy. Tasty. There is knot stuck between the last few pages. Spencer's Memoirs. First, I, Oswald E. Spencer, founder of Umbrella, as well as its Chief Executive Officer, hereby proclaim myself as rule of all mankind. Everyone shall prostrate themselves before me, as they once did for the ancient false gods. At last, that was what my destiny should have been. But I do not become a god. I could not sever my ties to my own weak humanity. Instead, my body is being destroyed by this damned disease, the disease of age. It has carved wrinkles in my face like a well-weathered canyon, and my arms are like the thin, withered branches of a dying tree. Age has even deprived me of the use of my legs. The only chance I'll ever have of becoming a god and shaping humanity's destiny is to stop this disease from continuing to ravage my body. I believe there is a saying about realizing the joys of life when one is at death's doorstep. Saying like that are for the weak who are going to die. They attempt to mask their fears with petty aphorisms. Mortals can't comprehend what life means for those who death is not a concern. The ignorant are fond of making generalization to include those who would not be party to their pedantic musings. I will under this unjust travesty done to me my time, and I will present myself as the perfect being that will rule over all mankind. I will give them a new set of commandments to govern their lives. All that I remains is to find the key to eternal life. The virus manufactured by Umbrella is that key. It suppresses telomere shortening, which negates the function that limits cell division. Somewhere in that process is a key to immortality. If the process could be perfected, that key would be mine. I have the means, available to me. I can realize my ambitions thanks to Alex. I lost much in human capital following Umbrella's bankruptcy, but I still have Alex, the best and brightest of them all, and the last of my... I have faith that if anyone can find the cure for the ailment of time that keeps me from assuming my role as the head of mankind, it is Alex. Alex will find a way. Какая молодец.
Назвал его дряхлым стариком.
Ну да, а чё нет? Spencer's Memories. Second. I have done everything Alex has asked of me. Alex's ingenuity far surpasses those of normal people. We wait for the appropriate time, gather the necessary materials, and Alex continued to keep the operation running smoothly. Most children are held back by the limits of their own intellect, but not so with Alex. I've never witnessed anyone too adept at absorbing the talents of others simply but absorbing them. I could not be more pleasant. Alex displaying superior qualities to everyone else. I provided everything Alex and the other researchers would need to conduct their research. Unlimited funding, top-of-the-line equipment, research materials, an endless supply of test subjects. The only thing I wanting is time. They will conduct their research on an isolated island in the North Sea that is home to an abandoned military installation from nearby country. Alex has already gone there with a group of research assistants, research materials, and hundreds of test subjects. I waited in earnest for God tidings of their research. Instead, I received only a phone call a month later asking me to send more test subjects. How was it possible that they had gone through hundreds of test subjects is only a month? As my frustration rose, Alex attempted to reassure me. You'll be pleasant to hear that all experiments are running smoothly. And so I continue to wait. Молодец! Spencer's Memories. Third. I have waited and waited, and still no words from the island. It's been a year since they left, and I've seen thousands upon thousands of test subjects for their research. As soon as Alex make an improvement to the virus, the team administrated it to another batch of test subjects. Unfortunately, they do not have time to study the viruses before testing it. If it looks feasible, they proceed forward and see how the test subjects react to it. All of this is to be expected, I suppose. It's not Alex's fault. I have been impatient, true, but the situation is dire. Age has not only worn down this worthless shell, but it has also attacked my internal organs and rendered many of them virtually useless. What little functionally I can eke out of them is only thanks to the machine attached to my body. Time is a merciless enemy. I counting on you, Alex. Only you can give me the key to eternal life. Spencer's Memoirs. 4th. Finally, a report of success. The experiment was a success of success. The experiment of the success, the news alone has sent a new surge of energy coursing through my veins. I feel rejuvenated. Last night's dinner even tasted sweeter. The wine more excellent. My butler, Patrick, is truly a culinary savant. Unfortunately, the joy was short-lived. Alex has disappeared. I would be less concerned if that were the only regrettable report from the island. The other researchers are also nowhere to be found. Neither are the thousands of test subjects, and most important, all the research materials, including the final virus that was to make me a god, cannot be located. I have been betrayed. I have allowed myself to be betrayed again. I should have learned from my mistakes with Albert. Now my life stands on the edge of a knife. The only person I can trust is my loyal butler, Patrick. He is my last hope in locating the virus that will cure me of this wretched ailment. But is time on my side? That is the questions that preoccupies my mind. And only the God I have become to can answer the question. Patrick's memory. 3rd. I have been in Master Spencer's employ for the majority of my adult life. As of late, however, I find his actions to be inscrutable. For example, he has taken every possible precaution to conceal his very well from the outside world. For what reason? I do not know. Then one day he asked me to find a certain man and make him aware of the Master Spencer. Well, I do not know why he would go to such lengths to contact this man, but perhaps he wanted to see if someone could find him. The man is questioned is one Mr. Albert Wesker, a name I have not heard in quite a long time. I only met him once, and that was over 10 years ago. I am ashamed to admit that I cannot recall his face because is head butler. It is my job to remember people. The reason, I believe, is because of his eyes, unfeeling eyes that completely overshadowed his other cold features. At any rate, I have endeavored to get the information into Wesker's hand without letting on that it Master Spencer's desire that he have that information. I know of a certain unscrupulous individual who could put the information on the streets for the right price. He is the kind that doesn't know care who he talks to. What made the individual I found of such importance is that he is in the employ of a female spy who has regular dealing with Wesker. I paid this man, I forgot if his name was Roberto or Ricardo, more than he deserved, and gave him the base minimum of information necessary to fulfill Master Spencer's wishes. I dutifully carried out Master Spencer's directions to the letter. It was this point that the situation took an even more cryptic turn. The master, he let me go, but I do not know why. I asked him for a reason, the only time I have ever questioned him, but he responds with only silence. I do not know what to do now. I am filled with a sense of loss. Everything I have ever known is gone. I dedicated my entire life to servicing the Spencer household, and now that book has been forcibly closed for no apparent reason. The only one who remain will be those untrustworthy security guards and the people imprisoned below the premises. I truly doubt the guards' ability to attend to all the Master Spencer's needs. Could it be that the plans of dying? No, he is not that type of man. He would not want to leave all his affairs in such an unfinished state. Master Spencer must have some grand machinations at work that are beyond my ability to comprehend. At any rate, I can only obey his wishes and take my leave. I would be loyal until the end, even if it breaks my heart to do so. There's another file here. It looks to be a list of test subjects. Test subjects: Hans, Felicia, Marco, Jonah, Irma, Ken, Laura, William, Hero, Derek, Miles, Alex, Albert. The number of candidates has been limited to the 13 individuals listed about. Патрик идиот.